everybody. Hi, everyone. I am Peachy. And this is a Peachy Live. And today, I just washed my hair and I just wanted to talk about the magic of black afro hair. As you can see, probably for those of you who don't know, this might be the first time that you're seeing this, but you're probably wondering how come my hair was into like I had my hair tied and it looked longer and now it's shorter. It's because our hair, when water touches it, it just curls up really tight. So it's still there. I didn't get a haircut. Okay, the hair is all in there. If I had a straightener, you would see that it's all there. It's just really tight little curls, as you can see. But anyways, I'm not here to prove how long my hair is. I'm just here to enjoy how curly my hair actually is. Like most black girls, I grew up in a time where I suppose, what's the word? Where there was a lot of pressure to change your hair texture to a more Eurocentric beauty standard type of thing. So straightening your hair, wearing certain hairstyles that look more Eurocentric was more acceptable, and not just as a choice of hairstyle. Like these days, we're so much freer because we just have that as an option. Like if we want to do our hair like that, we can do our hair straight. But back when I grew up, guys, the pressure was real, okay? It was real. Like what beauty was not our hair. Like our hair was not anything that was considered, it was just not considered beautiful. Oh, hey sis, I see you. Welcome to my live. Yeah, it just wasn't considered beautiful. And I'm at the stage now where I'm fully accepting my entire self, including my hair, despite all of the, crazy upbringing centered around all that garbage, racism, white supremacy, and whatever. So now I do my hair as it naturally. I do what my hair wants to do. I don't force it to do anything that it's not supposed to do and it's not meant to do. I just do what my hair wants to do. And one of the things that I've personally come to realize is when I'm taking care of my hair is the simpler I keep it, the better. We make our own shampoo. I might do another live or just a recording or something where I show you what we use to make our own shampoo. It's very natural. You know what, let me turn this fan off actually, so you can hear me better. I think that's better, right? So we make our own shampoo, which is so much better for our hair. None of the chemicals in it, just pure natural stuff. And for my hair, I have about, I want to say 9 aloe vera plants in my house that I use after I wash my hair, and I'm going to show you how I use them. So basically, I just cut that off of the plant, cut it in half. And what I do is, you can use a scissors or a knife and just kind of cut it open. I use this knife because it's easier to just get it right in there and cut the aloe vera open. And what I normally do is just put it on a paper towel for a few minutes. So if you open it, there's this beautiful gel-like stuff inside. And it's been a journey. It's been years of like just learning to fully love myself and love my hair the way that it it grows out of my head. And I'm at the point where, at this point, I'm not apologetic. That's why when you see me on my vlogs, I just have my hair however it is. I just have my hair like that. I'm not trying to pretend like it's something else that it's not. And I'm completely unapologetic of my hair. So for those of you that are wondering. But yeah, so basically once you open it up, there's this lovely nutritious gel that like moisturizes your hair. And the best way to get it out is with a comb, just a fine tooth comb. And you just kind of scrape up and down, not sideways, up and down. And then you see a lot of that gel starts to come out. And that's what's going to really, really, really moisturize your hair and keep it nice and healthy. So I just start from the front because for me, my hair dries out from the front first. For some reason, I hold a lot more moisture in the back of my hair. I know it's different or it's the opposite for some people, for other people. And one of the things that just made me really, really get in touch with this is that when I was younger, I really took my hair for granted, to be honest with you. I did a lot of like chemical straightening and heat straightening and stuff like that. And I was blessed to just be born with really, really thick, luscious hair. But because of all the damage that I got over the years, yeah, so you just take that and you just kind of, what you want to do is lather, like you literally want to fully lather your hair with the aloe vera gel. And the reason you do this is first of all, it does moisturize your hair a lot, but what I'm doing here is detangling. This is a Tangle Teaser brush. That's what it looks like. If you don't have it, you could use your fine tooth comb, but you have to be a lot more patient. This is a lot faster. So basically you start from the ends and then you just brush along, and then you see all of the knots and hair that you shed through the week is gonna come out. Because our hair, unlike straight hair, it doesn't just shed and fall off like how straight hair, what straight hair does. Our hair actually, when you shed your hair, it tangles up. It tangles together with the hair on your head, that's still in your roots. And because our hair is very, very easy to mat, that's why dreadlocks are very easy for us to do. So yeah, so that's how our hair gets tangled. So basically what you want to do is brush it from the bottom or from the ends up. And as I'm brushing, you might see that the curl pattern is getting more defined. And that's the magic of aloe vera in our hair. Like when your hair is fully moisturized, your curl pattern should be more defined, it should be bouncy and just luscious looking. It shouldn't be dry and like frizzy. Like it all comes together. I don't know if you can see that, it just bounces right back like that. So yeah, basically this is what I do. And when I'm done with this part, I usually just twist it together. You know what? I'm not doing a very good job because I'm using you guys as a mirror, as opposed to a real mirror. But I had to move the mirror out of the way so I could have space to put the cameras. But yeah, basically, now you can see the length, right? A little bit anyways, because it's still wet. So that's the magic of black hair. And once you kind of get back in touch or reestablish that relationship, like a positive relationship, a loving relationship with your hair, it's it's such a beautiful experience. Like, it's so refreshing when you're doing your hair because you're not doing it with the objective of making it become something else other than what it is. Sorry guys, the aloe vera is a little bit slimy, but that's exactly how it's supposed to be. I remember when I was growing up in Zimbabwe, we had lots and lots of aloe vera plants all around, everywhere. They just grew everywhere on their own. But I never thought to use them like this in my hair. I'm sure other people did that figured it out. But yeah, like I've never enjoyed doing my hair as much as I do now that I've figured out what works for me. And just having that loving relationship, like I said, with my hair. I'm not trying to make it do anything that it's not supposed to do. Like right now I'm just working the tangles, the knots out of my hair. And you just want to be very, very patient and very gentle. Again, start from the bottom and work your way up. Right? Yep. Basically, this has been a life changer for me because... Yeah?
I want these.
What's that? Cookies Rosie?
Go on.
LOL surprise? Okay, later. We'll go to the shops and find them. So basically, what was I saying? Yeah, growing up, we had aloe vera plants all over, but I never thought to use them in this way. We never really understood how to do our hair because we were so busy trying to figure out how to manipulate our hair to look straight, or you know, what we saw on TV, which again is why I'm always saying representation matters, because when I was growing up there was no representation. When you turned the television on, when you bought a magazine or anything that had to do with success or media or whatever, it always represented, you know, the fair skin or white, Eurocentric standard of beauty. Those people were always represented. And it does something to people, you know, it really does work on your self-esteem, because if you don't see yourself represented in media, you start to think that there's something wrong with you, right? You start to think, wait, I need to change myself to look more like that, right? So it's very important for young children to see people that look like them, people that love themselves just the way they are. And that's part of the reason I do these videos too, so that people can see more representation, because why not? Why not? You know, like when I was growing up, there was representation for white people everywhere, in every form of media you could imagine that we had then. We didn't have Facebook, of course, then, but any other form of media, they just had representation all over. And of course, for them, they just took that for granted. But for us, it was like, oh my gosh, is that what we're supposed to aim for? But now I'm just like, you know what? No. No way. Like, I love my hair. And, oh, the other thing is, when you do detangle with aloe vera, it doesn't hurt at all. And especially this tangle brush, if you can get a tangle brush, this is called Tangle Teaser. If you can get a Tangle Teaser brush like this, get one, because it's like zero pain. It takes all the pain and headache away from detangling your hair. Which the only reason our hair hurts is because, again, we were trying to do things with it that it's not supposed to do. So yeah. Yes, I'm in my bathroom. But yeah. Basically, speaking of taking for granted, like I was saying, I used to do all kinds of things to my hair when I was younger, and I really, really took it for granted. And what really, really made me start to wake up more to how beautiful and unique and just magical my hair is after I had my first child. Because after I had my first child, I was so stressed. If you guys watch my previous videos, I talk about how I had uterine fibroids while I was pregnant, and I had a lot of pain because of them, and it was so scary, guys. It was so scary. Like I thought I was gonna lose my life or lose the baby. It was that scary, and I was constantly in and out of the hospital on morphine and all kinds of pain medications to manage the pain. So I went through a lot of stress during that pregnancy, a lot of stress. And even after the delivery, I still had a lot of stress from just the whole experience. It was a really, really stressful experience because I ended up having an emergency C-section and then trying to heal from that. Oh my gosh. It's like you get gutted open, you know, and they pull a baby out and they just stitch you up. And that's something like, if I remember well, they said like they cut through 8 layers of you to get to your womb, to get to the baby. That's a lot of layers to cut through. So for people that think that, you know, C-sections are an easy way out to avoid childbirth pain, it's not true. Okay, because with my first, I was in labor. I actually had labor pain for about 12 hours or more, and before the emergency C-section, and I can tell you for certain that the pain of the C-section itself was far more than the labor pains. I would rather go through the labor pains any day than go through the pain of that C-section that I had. I had another C-section for the second child, so it was even worse the second time around. I lost like half of my blood, guys. I almost lost my life. I almost did. But thank goodness everything worked out. And I'm alive to see my children grow, and this is why I'm not having any more kids. But anyways, I digress. I digress so easily. My point was that I really took my hair for granted before because I could just do all these styles and change it up and do this and that without really any concern for the damage that I was doing to it. But now, like after my first child, all that stress, I started losing my hair. So it's called postpartum hair loss. I lost a lot of hair. I was going bald from like all in here, all in here. I had like a big bald patch. It's all grown back, of course. My edges were really gone. Like they were really, really like bold. That's, you probably see this right here. It's like it's growing back. Obviously, it takes time to recover from this. It's like it's it takes time for all your hair to grow back when you lose it all like that. But I am very, very lucky that because I switched my diet right away when I had my first kid, that took a lot of the stress away. I started eating a lot healthier. I went plant-based or vegan for those of you who want to call it veganism. But we were more like whole food vegans. That's why I prefer to call it plant-based. Because again, like I said before, you can be vegan and just eat like pizza or a packet of chips and Coke and call it vegan. So we're whole food vegans. And I find our diet is a lot more nutritionally dense than it was. It's very, very hard for us to eat unhealthy. Like it's so much effort. We have to try really, really hard because even our treats or our junk food or whatever is still way healthier than all the plant-based junk foods and stuff out there on the market. And we usually make our own stuff anyways. So because of that, it really, really helped my body to recover faster. And now it's helping my hair to grow back. As you can see, like the places I'm telling you that I had bald spots right in here has all grown back. My edges were all disappearing, but again, as you can see, I have hair right there. It's growing back right in here. Like you always have like not as much hair on these spots. Like when I look at like all the women in my family, we usually don't have like a whole lot of hair here, and with age too, right, as we get older. But at that time, like it was like, oh my gosh, it was like my hairline was starting over here. It was that bad, guys. It was so bad. And you know how like women, we do associate a lot of our I don't want to say self-worth, but maybe some of us do actually. A lot of our self-worth, our a sense of beauty with our hair, right? So it was devastating for me when I started losing my hair after like a lifetime of having an abundance of hair to play with. And I used to straighten it. And when I'm tired of having it straight, I would just chop it all off and go bald and grow it out and do some other crazy style. When I'm done with that, chop it all off, start again. Like, yo, I was having fun, okay? Without any consideration to obviously the damage that I was doing. So now I feel like I have a much, much, much healthier relationship with my hair. And I know what works for my hair now. I've tried a lot of the things that I see on YouTube with other, what do you call it? Like hair vloggers, like making different kinds of oils and all kinds of stuff to put in your hair. But for me, that didn't work as well. What I found worked the best was to just put some basic, simple aloe vera. This brush just makes noise when you go like that because of the teeth. It's not because my hair is dry or anything. Obviously, I'm moisturizing my hair. Just in case you're wondering. And whatever tangles that it doesn't get, I usually just go over with this. Because I can feel like there's a huge knot right here. Huge knot right here. Yeah, and I know my hair is actually colored on the tips. That's one of the things I did way back. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. I'm never going to bleach my hair again. So once it all grows out and it all evens out, I'm probably gonna chop the bleached ends right off, just so that I make sure that I'm working with really, really, really healthy, unprocessed, chemical-free hair. But yeah, basically this is what I do. Once every week, I wash my hair with our homemade aloe vera, and then I just brush the knots right out. I do the same routine for my kids because they have curly hair like me. Their curls are not as tight as mine. They're a little bit looser, but it's the same hair type. Like their hair needs a lot of moisture, just like mine, and not as much like oils and stuff in it. So this is what we do. I don't put oils in my hair anymore. The shampoo we use actually has some oils, some really, really healthy oils in it. I'll have to do a video and explain all the different stuff that goes into it because I don't remember off the top of my head now. But yeah, this is black hair magic. Like my hair is still wet and you can see it's stretching out as I'm brushing it. So when it's wet, it curls up really, really tight. And the reason it does that, it's an adaptation thing, just like races, right? Like different races, skin color. We all have different features because we adapted to different climates, right? For me, as a melanated woman, I'm adapted for hot climates. And because of my hair type, I'm specifically adapted for hot, dry climates. So how it works is when I'm in a hot and dry place, usually my hair does not have access to as much water as if you live somewhere else that's not so dry. So it is like this, like really tight curls, and it curls up when water touches it. Like if it rains or whatever, like it was meant so that when water does go in your hair, the curls really, really tighten up and retain that moisture. They hold that moisture in the curls themselves, and they lock the moisture in and preserve a lot of the moisture. I don't know if I could get a coil, one of the coils of my hair. I can show you. Okay, like this little guy. I don't know if you guys can see that little coily guy. So if I pull, it's kind of hard to see how long it is. It's pretty long, but it's all coiled up so that if you put water on it, it curls up and it actually holds the water in the hair. So kind of like, I guess, how camels hold water in their humps or whatever, if you want to use that as an analogy, but just a little different. This is hair, right? So yeah, basically, that is why our hair curls up when water touches it. And not just curls up, it curls up and shrinks down. Whereas opposed to like people with straight hair, you probably notice like when you put water or any kind of moisture in your hair, because of the weight of the water, it actually pulls it down and makes it seem longer. Yeah, well, for us, it's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. And it feels amazing, guys. I don't know how we were ever convinced as a race, it's just me collectively, as a race, to not like our hair. I don't know, like, former colonizers, slave owners, they must have worked really hard. That must have been a very well-funded campaign, to get like an entire race of people to hate their hair, and not just our hair, our skin and everything. But then I guess that was the agenda then, for them to justify what they were doing, right? You can't do anything bad to people that have self-worth and self-confidence, right? That's the thing. That's the nature of abuse. Even in an abusive relationship, one of the things that you notice is that the abuser in the relationship really, really works on breaking down their partner's self-esteem and also isolating them from the rest of society so that they doubt themselves completely and just end up submitting into the abuse. And that's why a lot of, battered women sometimes don't leave until something really terrible happens. And some women even die. Most women die, get murdered by their partners in abusive, especially physically abusive relationships. Because that's just the nature of abuse. And we're all human beings and we all respond the same to these things. And I'm saying this because sometimes I hear people saying, oh, well, how come Black people got these things happened to them, why didn't they just fight back? Of course they fought back. There were wars fought, you know, but when people are working on you psychologically, like we were in an abusive relationship with our white brothers and sisters, right? And as you know, it wasn't always transparent that, yeah, we were coming here to your continent or to your home to do something bad to you. Oftentimes they disguised it as, no, we're here to share knowledge about God and introduce God to you, or whatever, their version of God anyway. There was always deception. And then you think that you're in a relationship with somebody, just like any other relationship. You think you're in a relationship with someone, but slowly they're working on your self-esteem and breaking you down over time until you exactly where they want you. By the time you realize that you're being abused, you're in an abusive relationship, sometimes it's even too late. They've already done what they want to do, right? That's the nature of it. So when I hear people like saying, oh, why didn't you fight? Or people like Mr. West, who says that slavery was a choice. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. It was not a choice. Okay? Slavery, as long as slavery lasted, there was even more time spent getting us to that point, getting, human beings to that point of enslaving them. And the first stage was mental slavery, enslaving them up here first. They didn't just come guns blazing from day one and just going, yeah, we're taking you, we're putting you on boats. But yeah, anyways, wow, that conversation really went far. It's really hard for me for most Black people, I guess, to talk about our hair without diving into slavery and stuff like that and colonialism, because of the history, right, associated with the self-hate that we are living even today, right, that some of us still suffer from. Like I tell you, how many women do you see? How many Black women do you see? Just take a walk down the street if you live around Black women, or just look through the media. Just Google, or just think of like celebrities. How many Black women do you see in the media that just rock their natural curls? They just, confidently just rock their natural curls every day, right? Whether it's in braids, or some kind of style that supports obviously curly hair, or whether it's like rocking the afro itself. How many Black women do you know or do you see that rock their natural hair with confidence? There's not a lot. So this psychological damage is something that a lot of us are still dealing with. I'm 36 years old, guys. I'm gonna be 37 this year. And if I'm telling you that I only just recently developed a good relationship with my hair, a loving relationship with my hair, that means for at least, let's say, 35 years of my life, I was indoctrinated to have a bad relationship with my hair and my skin and all of those things, right? At least 35 years. So you can imagine, like, these things have lasting effects. Sometimes I remember when I was in high school and we were learning about these things, all of the racial histories and stuff, and some very privileged people who were privileged to not have that kind of history, the weight of that history as well. We're very privileged to not have ancestors that struggled through something so horrendous like that, would say things like, oh, well, slavery ended a long time ago. And some of them would even be so misinformed, you'd be like, wait, did we take the same history class? Some of them would be so misinformed that they would say slavery ended 400 years ago. No, you're taken. It didn't end 400 years ago. It lasted 400 years in, especially transatlantic slavery anyways, lasted 400 years. But it didn't end 400 years ago. Like, it still was very alive and well up until recently, actually. Some places in the States still had slaves up until something like just less than 100 years ago. So there are some people that I've seen videos that were living within our century that had gone through slavery, that were slaves, that were freed from slavery. So, I mean, it's something that obviously takes much longer to recover from as a collective than what people think. And if anybody tells you different, they're being really insensitive and just, disconnected, completely disconnected. But yeah, anyways, the reason I brought that up is just so you understand the severity, the level of self-hate that was created in our society through these systems of white supremacy and racism. It was severe, and I'm really glad that we're at a time now where we can create our own, Black women, Black men, we can create our own platforms where we celebrate ourselves, we celebrate our skin, we celebrate our hair, we celebrate our bodies, we celebrate our existence, and we represent ourselves and each other, right? I'm just really, really glad that we're in that period of time and that we have more access to things like dolls and stuff and toys that represent us, shows, cartoons for our children that represent them. Like, for sure, my boys and my nieces. One second, guys, I have a phone call. For sure, my boys and all the kids growing up in this time now, with all this access to more representation. Obviously, we always need more, but with this amount of representation, are going to grow up with a lot more self-esteem and confidence than I did growing up as a child. I grew up in a very different time. Very different time.
You want your mouse?
Huh?
You want your mouse?
Yeah. Baby's still sleeping.
Yeah, it's gonna get late though, right? I'm already up the street.
Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, what?
Can I call her?
For what?
Or you call her? Because she just called me on my phone, but I'm using it. I just want to find out if she's still on for us to come over. Guys, this doesn't even hurt. So if you have kids that have curly hair, afro hair, and they're always crying when you brush or comb their hair, try some aloe vera plant. Okay, get the gel and just really, really saturate their hair with the gel and then start to detangle. I guarantee you, a lot of that screaming, they might still scream because maybe they hate the process at this point of like detangling. But as they get older and they realize that there's easier, more pain-free ways of doing their hair, just like myself, they're going to absolutely, absolutely love, just fall in love with doing their hair. Like, I love this process. I get to touch my hair, feel my curls. Like, this has not worked for me. A lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, you've been detangling that hair for how long now? This has not worked for me, guys. This is a very intimate moment that I'm sharing with you. It's a very delicious moment for me. Like, I'm really enjoying this. It's like when you go to the spa and you get like a facial or a massage. I feel like this is like a hair massage, and like my hair feels so good. I know a lot of people that are not black don't get to touch a lot of our hair texture. And please don't walk around asking black people to touch their hair. Please don't do that, okay? Our hair, don't do that. Unless you want me to walk around asking if I can touch your boobs or something. Please don't do that. Well, can I use your phone? She's calling me again.
Yeah.
Like, my hair is my hair. I'm not a petting zoo. Don't ask to touch my hair. I'm sure there's black people out there that might be okay with it, but I feel like, just honestly, from most of the black people I've talked to, we don't want to be petted, okay? We don't want people walking around and asking to touch our hair like we're some kind of amusement park. We're not. We're human beings, and a lot of us are still in the process of learning to love and care for our hair. We're still developing that bond, reestablishing that bond that we had pre-colonial and pre-slavery. We're trying to reestablish that bond. So our hair is very intimate and close to us. Okay? It's not just something like yours where you, like, if you have straight hair or whatever, where you just what?
Stinkies.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I just wiped it off.
Yes.
Smell.
No.
Smell.
No.
Smell.
Smell from here.
He doesn't want aloe vera on his phone. I'm not even washing anything. I don't even feel it on my hands because I wiped it off. But yeah, that's the reason that we don't want people just jumping into our hair and touching our hair, because we're still healing from a lot, guys. We're healing from a lot, and you're not adding anything to that by asking to put your hands in my hair for your own curiosity, just to feel what curly hair feels like. No. It's kind of not fair. Like, just back off. Curly hair feels like curly hair. Like, I don't walk around asking to touch white people's hair. Where is the phone thing? Jeez. I'm not sure how this works now. Okay, I have to find my mom's number so I can call her. So yeah, just be mindful of that. I have to call my mom because we plan to go over to her place. And the baby's still sleeping. I'm still doing my hair. And she just called me. Hi. How are you? Sorry, No, we would have called you if it was us. Yeah, Huey's still sleeping right now, so I'm just waiting for him and I'm doing my hair. Oh, no. No, we would call you. As soon as I get there, I would call you and let you know that I'm there. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Huh?
You going over still?
Yeah, we're going over still. Look at that. My hair feels beautiful, and it's for me to feel. It's right now, I'm at the stage in my life with my hair where I feel like this is mine because it was taken from me for way too long. Okay? Me fully enjoying my hair the way it is, in its natural state, was robbed from me and my people for way too long. Okay? So now it's my time to enjoy my hair, and that is why, white people, I don't have any issues with you, but don't come asking me to touch my hair. Don't come asking to touch my children's hair, okay? That's for us. That's ours. You can't have that. You can't have everything. You stole our people, our bodies. You used us for hundreds of years. Now we want to live and be free of it all. My hair is not there for your amusement. It's not there to satisfy your curiosity. It's for me to enjoy. And if I feel, like sharing, like I'm doing right now in this video, that's up to me. That's up to me. And this video is more for my people, for little girls and boys that look like me, that are growing up wondering how to take care of their hair in a world that everything from hair products to hairstyles, hair beauty that is shown in the media does not represent their hair texture, does not represent their hair type. It just represents one hair type. For those little girls and boys, hold on 1 second, I forgot a strand. There's a little strand left behind here. So those little boys and girls can look at a video like this and be like, wow, yes, she's doing her hair. It's not hurting her. It's not damaging her hair. She's not doing it to make it look like some other race's hair. She's just loving her hair as it is. So therefore I can love my hair as it is. That is the whole point of this video. Okay? It's not to satisfy your curiosity. If it does, then good for you. But this is for the melanated guys and girls out there. Listen, for my melanated guys and girls out there, don't ever let anybody tell you that there's something wrong with showing your hair the way it is. All those terms people use, like, oh, you're going to show your nap? You're just going to let your nap out like that? That is texturism, okay? Like colorism, when people discriminate you for the shade of your skin color, or racism, when people discriminate you because of the color of your skin. There is something called texturism, where people will discriminate you because of the texture of your hair. And a lot of that is rooted, again, in self-hate, in a racist system. And we don't have to prescribe to that anymore. We can love ourselves. We can fully love ourselves and love the texture of our hair, because our hair is beautiful. And that's not just me saying that to say that. No, our hair is actually beautiful. It's gorgeous. Look at it. It's unique. It's so amazing. It feels so good. It does so many things. If I want my hair curly, I can have my hair curly. If I want my hair straight, I can have my hair straight. If I want my hair any kind of way, I can do anything with it. And if I choose to just keep it the way it is, that's okay too. I don't have to do anything with it. I can just keep it exactly how it is and rock my natural nappy-headed self, if you want to call it. The word nappy shouldn't even be like a bad term. That's in my perspective. When I hear people say your nappy hair like that, it's like, yes, and you know, for me it's like yes, and how are you trying to make that offensive? How are you trying to make that like a derogatory thing? Like you're trying to say that the texture of my hair, the way it grows out of my head, is wrong? Is that really what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying, which is texturism. And it's linked to racism and colorism and all of the isms out there. So that person who's saying that, it's more reflective of their character than of me and my hair. So, yes. Always remember that you're gorgeous the way that you are, the way that you are made. Your hair is gorgeous. And yes, if your hair needs an hour or however many minutes you need to treat it and keep it healthy, so what? So what? People go to the salon all the time to get color treatments and all kinds of stuff that takes hours. No one's judging them, even though they're doing things that damage their hair. No one's judging them for that. It's just accepted as a norm. Like you go and spend hours to change the color of your hair. Right. Okay. And that's not an issue. But if I spend an hour or two moisturizing my hair, giving it the nutrients that it deserves, just feeling my hair, just connecting with my hair. See, I'm not even rushing. I don't ever rush myself when it's hair day. I take my time so I can feel this luscious, beautiful, beautiful texture. I can feel it. I'm making up for all these years, guys. I am making up for all these years. I didn't get to feel this beauty. I didn't get to feel this beauty because I was throwing freaking hydrogen peroxide chemicals, creamy crack in there, because every single fashion magazine was telling us, as young black women, as young black girls, that that is what you should do to look beautiful, right? Every single music video, every single movie, even movies that starred black women, that had black women in them, those black women were being made and forced to wear more Eurocentric type hairstyles, which was communicating to the rest of the population that, you know what, our hair and our hairstyles, the way they are naturally, are not good enough. You have to try to manipulate your hair somehow to make it more Eurocentric for it to be beautiful. And that's wrong. That is, in every degree, in every sense, it is wrong. Our hair is beautiful the way it is. Just like I watched a video of Jada Pinkett Smith lately, where she was talking about her alopecia, and she was saying in the industry for many years, they would tell her to do hairstyles that are more Eurocentric. The closer to white the hairstyle looked, the more that she was she fit the role that they wanted her to play. Why couldn't she just play the role with her nice big curly afro? Because everybody that was involved that time were all brainwashed to believe the same thing. That there's only one standard of beauty, and that standard is white. And that's wrong. That is not the only standard. I could do lots of things to my hair. I could do dreadlocks to my hair, which is also another natural state of my hair. And then I don't have to detangle it every week that I wash it like this. And I have done dreadlocks before. They're really convenient. They're really easy and natural for my hair texture. But you know what? I decided to cut them off and learn to just enjoy this texture, this beautiful, beautiful texture. I want to touch it. I want to feel it. I want to see it every single day for the rest of my life. I don't want to hide it. I don't want to change it. I don't want to, even though I love dreads, but maybe one day I'll do dreads again. But for now, I was just like, you know what? I want to feel my hair. I want to do this. I want to give it what I never grew up giving it. I want to give it the nutrients that I never gave it because I was busy putting freaking Pantene shampoo in my hair. Like, what the hell is that? I was busy putting creamy crack in my hair. Everything to make it anything other than what it is. So yeah, I enjoy this. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love this time. Just like women love going in the bathroom. You lock yourselves in the bathroom once a week or however often and give yourselves facials or whatever. Well, this is my equivalent of a facial. Okay? Like, you guys go to nail salons and sit there for an hour getting your nails done and you call that pampering? Well, this is my equivalent of pampering. I love to pamper my hair. That's how I pamper myself. I pamper myself. Oh, I pamper myself. I pamper myself. I.
Nice.
I love to pamper myself. Pamper myself. And I love how there's more salons these days that do natural Black people's hair. And they will do all of this for you, like the detangling and whatever, without changing your hair texture and styling it in its natural, in ways that enhance your own natural hair, appearance of your own natural hair. And I think we need more. We just need more of that. We just need to get out of that mindset of, when it's time to do our hair, the first thought is, how can I manipulate my hair to look less than what it is? How can I manipulate my hair to look more like the images I see on TV or in magazines or whatever? We really need to step away from that and get more into the mindset of, how can I treat my hair and give it the nutrients that it needs to be its best, to be its healthiest? How can I style my hair in ways that accentuate its own beauty and even protective styles, like, and protect it from the harshness of the weather, protect it from heat, damage, protect it from whatever. Like, we really need to, amp up that mentality. And a lot of people, obviously, if you look on YouTube, a lot of black hair vloggers are already thinking in that mindset. But I feel like one day, when it becomes a collective thing, then there's not going to be any negativity, any stigma associated with a woman taking care of her natural hair, or a man even a black man, a black woman taking care of their natural hair, right? Because when you guys spend hours putting all that chemical stuff, chemical coloring in your hair, or the nails, all the artificial nails, all the artificial lashes and whatever, when you spend money and time, all that money and time doing that, nobody makes fun of you. Nobody laughs and goes, ha 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 ha. Oh, look how long that's taking her to just look like she has long nails. You know, nobody's making fun of white women when they go and change their hair color from one color to the other. And that takes hours. That takes time, right? But people want to be ridiculous about Black women taking care of their hair. Black women and men reestablishing that connection with our hair and loving our hair and treating our hair and taking the time to make sure that I'm detangling my hair nicely and in the most gentle manner without ripping all my hair out of my head, right? People have issues with that. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. There is and those people have issues. If they have issues with that, they have much, much bigger issues inside of them. They're ugly people inside. Really ugly people inside. To be that way. Because that's a double standard. It's an absolute double standard. How did we even start making? Because my husband, who is white, started growing his beard and he started taking care of his beard. There is a whole market out there for men who grow their beards and put so much time and effort in their beards. He was making beard butters for his beard, beard shampoo for his beard, beard oil blends for his beard. Everything that Black women do to care for their hair, the same things. It's the same things we do. These white men are making all these concoctions to put in their beards, to have their beards in the best and healthiest state, because they love their beards, because nobody ever taught them to not love themselves. So when they decide they want a beard, they do whatever it takes, they spend whatever money it takes to love their beards and put whatever love they need to put into it, whatever care they need to put into it, no matter how much time it takes. Like, sometimes I was like, when my husband started growing his beard and doing all this beard stuff and ordering beard oils and whatever, and he's in the bathroom for hours, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is different, because I had never been around guys that take that much time to beautify, like to treat themselves. But it's a thing now. It was a thing back in the day. I remember when guys used to grow huge mustaches that curl up like this in society. That was a status thing. The more luscious and well cared for your mustaches, it was a sign. It was a sign of your status, of your economic status in society. And that was perfectly acceptable. Those dudes were standing in them. Trust me, they were doing what I'm doing right now. Those old time dudes in the 40s were standing in the mirror, freaking cleaning their mustache or their beards and putting beard wax in there, beard oils and conditioning it and everything. They were doing every single thing that we do to take care of our hair, right? But tell me why when I read comments on like black hair vlogs of women like making conditioners and masks and stuff for their hair to take care of their hair or so that their hair is the healthiest and grows the healthiest, some people will make fun of that and be like, ha ha ha, look at you Black women, what you have to do to take care of your hair. Yeah, didn't you just go to the salon and ask somebody to bleach all the color out of your hair? Didn't you just do that, Becky? Please, give me a break. I am pretty sure you just did that. I'm pretty sure you just went to the nail salon to get a few centimeters of nails added to your nails, right? Everybody wants to look and be their best. When you go for your facial, right, and you get a whole bunch of, what do you think they're putting on your face? Concoctions, a whole bunch of concoctions on your skin to rejuvenate your skin and make it look more radiant. Why don't you just not do that then? Why don't you just wake up the way you are? When you go into the tanning bed to tan your skin to make it look darker than it actually is, than you were born, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for? Why don't you just love your pale skin the way that it is? Why don't you just leave it alone? Don't go in the tanning bed. Don't tan in summer, right? But you're doing that because you want your skin to be and look the best that it can for you. I don't need to tan because I was born with a natural tan. I was kissed by the sun when I was in my mother's womb, right? But just because I don't need to do that to my skin doesn't mean that I should walk around judging every Becky and Karen and whoever, every white girl who does decide to tan their skin, right? That doesn't mean that I should judge them. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them for doing that. That's how they want to feel beautiful. That's how they take care of their skin. I don't know, maybe their skin needs more sun, right? Maybe that's just their adaptation. Their skin needs to sit under the sun for a few minutes to look healthy, right? Maybe that's what they need. So no judgment. Let them do whatever they need to do to their skin, but let us Black women do whatever we need to do to our hair, because it's taken us a long time of not being able to do the things we need to do to our hair because of the systems in place, right, that prevent that. For a long time, our priorities were to take care of other people for free most times, or for really, really cheap. And we were forced into that, right? We were forced into making other people's needs our priorities for the longest, so we didn't have time for our hair. So when people started producing products on a mass scale, like shampoos and conditioners and stuff, there was none in the market for us because they weren't making any of it for us, because they were like, what would we buy it with? If you're a slave, what are you buying the shampoo with? We weren't the market that they were making those things for, right? We're making it for those that were making money off of the sweat and blood of our backs. So now that we have a chance, we're free, and we have a chance to do what we want to do to our hair and reestablish that relationship and do the things that our hair needs. Just like Becky, your skin needs a tanning bed or sun to look like you're alive, right? Nobody's judging you for that. There's a whole market for you. You have access to, if you want to go outside, the sun is free. But if you want to pay somebody to sit in a bed that they made with UV rays, burning your skin, toasting you up, you have access to that. We're still struggling to even find salons that do our hair, even though most people that go to hair school are taught how to do our hair, but they're so out of practice because they just don't, we just have been excluded from the market for so long that a lot of hairstylists and salons are just out of practice. They don't get to practice doing our hair. They don't get to practice what's good for our hair, conditioning our hair, styling our hair. So if I walked into a salon today here where I live, chances are I wouldn't even be able to find someone who can do my hair. And I've done it. I've walked into the salons here where I live and asked if someone can do my hair. And there wasn't anybody of all the people that are trained, and they are trained on how to do my type of hair. I don't need to do this by myself. They were trained to do this, what I am doing to my hair right now. So I could be sitting in a nice chair with my legs folded, crossed, reading a magazine while somebody else is doing this. But because we were excluded from the market for so long, people they forget. They don't have the training. And the training wasn't even focused on us as much because, like I said, historically, for a long time, we were just cheap labor, like cheap or free labor. So when do you have time to go to a salon, right? And the salons and the hair schools weren't making us a priority. So we have to make ourselves the priority. So you guys can't get mad when Black women are making hair videos of them doing their hair and taking the time to love on their hair. You can't get mad about that. Why are you getting mad? Why are you getting mad? You've had the privilege and the opportunity for as long as you've existed, as long as your ancestors have existed, to care for any part of your body the way you want to, when you want to, how you want to. For as long as all of these markets and stuff has existed, for as long as your people have been around. And we all know my people have been around much, much longer. So tell me how you guys have more of a history taking care of yourselves than we do. It doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense. Like, the logic, it's not computing. It does not compute. It's not because of lack of wanting to do our hair or take care of ourselves. I mean, we came up with iconic hairstyles that still are used in this world. You know, styles that, dreadlocks. Braids, cornrows, twists. Because these are all things that naturally are just really, really good for our hair. And there is a time that we knew how to take care of our hair, of course. In history, there is a time that we absolutely knew what was the best thing for our hair. And then we lost that. We didn't lose it. It got robbed from us. It got robbed from us when we got robbed from our own identities and our own lands and our own cultures and our own languages. So please, in a world where we have to pay for almost everything, compassion and understanding are still free. Use it. Please. Just stop being so judgmental. People need to just stop being so judgmental. And have a little human compassion. We're all human beings. We all feel. We all love. We all hurt. We all grow. We all cry. We all everything. We all do the same things. We feel the same. We want the same things out of life. So I'm not sure if maybe like judging other people is like a way to make yourself feel better. But that's so short-lived. How long are you gonna do that for?
Mommy, look.
Yes, Pumpkin, let's see. Oh, did you draw that?
Yeah.
Oh my
it's a
goodness.
scary one.
Oh my goodness.
That's the manga killing our manga.
Oh my gosh, that does look kind of scary. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away. Oh, careful, Bubba. You almost scared Chewy. So my hair is starting to dry out a little bit as we're getting to the back. And that's why you probably hear the faucet running. I'm just kind of wetting it again because you want to make sure your hair is wet when you do this. Okay. Water is life for our hair. And that's why our hair curls up so much and holds on to it so much. Water is just like oxygen. Air is oxygen for all, or I don't know how you want to say that. Our lungs need oxygen our hair needs water. Okay. I think the baby's about to wake up soon. So I need to hurry this up a little bit. Guys, if you could only feel how beautiful this feels. Oh my gosh. I've never felt anything so beautiful. I have actually never felt anything as beautiful as this. And I've felt all types of hair textures because I used to do people's hair. But I have never felt anything as beautiful as this. Obviously maybe I'm biased. This is my hair and my hair texture. But I absolutely love it. Absolutely. Aw. The baby's awake. Love, do you mind getting the baby so I can finish this part? Look at this. It's so beautiful, beautiful.
Look at this. Mommy, look at this. It's more scary now.
Okay. Oh my
It
gosh.
has clouds.
It does have cloudy storm clouds. Cumulonimbus. Say cumulonimbus.
I'm gonna go still Huey.
No, don't show Huey. He's gonna show the baby. Make sure you close that baby gate. I just can't.
Start making burgers today.
Yeah? Oh. And the other thing, I'll just turn that off since he got the baby. Oh, hi, baby. Sorry, I can't get you. I'm almost done, though. I can't get you right now. Daddy got you.
Upstairs, we got him downstairs.
Okay. Oh, come on, Huey. You have mommy 24 hours a day, every day. I feel like I want to write a song. I want to write a song just for my hair. A love song for my hair. I wanna write you a love song. Show you how much I missed you. I wanna write you a love song.
Go wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Guys, everything
Wash your hands.
we
Go wash.
are born with as every single my baby. Especially black people, every single curl. Okay, wash your hands then. I just wanna get this feeling. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. My son does the same thing every day. He just like pulls on his hands, bounces it back. Let's bounce back. Let it bounce back. Let it bounce back. Let it bounce back. Let it bounce. Let it bounce back. Bounce. 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 Let it bounce back.
I already said stop.
Okay. I'm almost done.
Because I told you to stop. So you listen.
I was gonna say to my melanated brothers and sisters, every curl growing out of your head is meant to be exactly how it is. It's meant to be curly, so love it. It serves a purpose, just like everything, just like your skin color, your melanin. Like, look at all the health benefits we get from just our melanin. Things that confound the scientific community. Another thing I find is when you use aloe vera, you barely get any breakage when you're detangling, because I mean obviously we do a lot of detangling of our hair, so brushes, combs, like what I'm using, if you're just doing that kind of brushing and combing without anything lathered in your hair like this, you're gonna experience a lot of breakage, and then that's when we end up not retaining a lot of hair growth and thinking things like, oh yeah, our hair doesn't grow. Like this is a myth that some people do believe, unfortunately, you know. That's why I don't like that documentary that Chris Rock made, Our Hair. And like it was literally from the perspective of people that did not understand their hair. People that did not understand because they've been so disconnected for so long because of systemic racism. They lost that connection with their hair. They lost the things that are good for their hair, the things that make their hair thrive. And he was making it seem like, or the documentary at least was communicating as if it was just a genetic problem. That's just how black hair is. It just doesn't grow. It just doesn't grow well. Like, first of all, a lot of black Americans and people in this part of the world have been forcibly removed. Generations ago were forcibly removed from their natural environment that has all the resources that they need to take care of their hair properly. They've lost their languages, their cultures, and all of the knowledge that they had on how to take care of their hair. So, excuse us if, some of us don't know that for our hair to grow, we need to do specific things for our hair to be at its optimal health, especially in these climates. Like, I live in Canada. And he knows that. Dad sometimes. He's sitting there on the couch with the baby crying. It's like, figure out what he wants. Of course he's gonna cry for me because he knows, well, Mom makes an effort to figure out what I want. And Dad's just sitting here. So of course he's gonna keep crying for me. You know how they say common sense is not common? Common sense is not always common. I'm gonna have to go because I can't listen to my baby crying like that. I have to help him. He's either just thirsty or hungry. That's it. Just thirsty or hungry. But you're not gonna just sit on the couch with him. Like, what do you want him to do? He can't talk. He can't say what's bothering him. So it's our job to figure it out. But anyways, I don't wanna talk about this too much. I just wanna do my hair and go feed my baby. I don't wanna talk about this. Yeah, no, I'm not a singer, guys. Sorry. I don't wanna talk. La 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 la. Some days. I don't even do this much. I do this like once, and I had gone for so long without doing this because hubby was deployed, right? So I don't feel like just having once a week. What is this? And we've been doing this live for an hour and 30 minutes, pretty much. So, okay, so if it takes me an hour and 30 minutes once a week to treat my hair. I don't think that's too much. And this is all I do. As you can see, I don't wear makeup. I haven't worn makeup since, I don't know, like full makeup. I haven't worn full makeup since before I had my first child. That's like 4.5 years ago. I don't get my nails done. Okay. I don't do any other pampering. All I do and all I want to do and all I ask for is an hour and 30 minutes to do my hair, to love on my hair, to make love to my hair. Okay, to treat my hair good. That's all. But some days it feels like that's gonna ask for too much. Some days. Some days it's like, really? Yeah, I'm doing my hair. You're gonna look at me like I'm growing a horn out of my forehead, like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. But I don't care. I'm gonna love on my hair, people. My children have 2 biological parents that are alive and well, living under one roof. So one of them can figure out what the baby needs. Because when it's time for somebody to go do something fun, like what they love to do, it's not even a question. I have to figure out what the baby needs all the time. Mummies, we need our break. We need our balance, you know? Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. What is going on? This means I can never leave. I can never go somewhere. Okay. Mommying. The responsibilities, the endless responsibilities of being a mother. What can you do? I'm just using a comb to clean my tangle brush. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on this live, where we discuss the beauty, the magic, the nuances, the history of our beautiful Black African hair. It was a pleasure. I feel like we need to have more of these conversations. We need to have more of these type of conversations. Okay. Thanks for joining. If you like the content I'm talking about, if you like this video or other videos, please like this channel page. Share with other people you think might benefit from this or might just enjoy this. And I'll catch you guys later. I gotta take care of the baby now, okay? Bye. And love on yourselves, love on your hair, love on your skin. Just love on yourselves, okay?
They locked all the customers in. Whoa, so much stuff though. I want to go.